Welcome to Savage Tech Australia, thanks for joining us. We've got a Tank 500, this is Rico's car, and today we're going to show you quickly, just a quick introduction video on the Tank 500, how to strip the interior down, okay? So we're going to be installing a rear dash cam. So we're going to have, front dash cam with a rear monitoring rear camera as well, that's going to go in the middle here. Okay, so we're going to quickly show you how to pull this rear door panel off. We've already pulled this interior out here, the rear false floor. Okay, so we've already pre-done the tongue through the roof that goes to the front so that we can get the camera access to the front without any issues. So we're going to put a UHF, one of our UHF brackets on the back here. We're going to put one of our UHF little mic holders on the front on the dashboard, and we're going to be putting the dash camera in. So we've got a few things to install in the video, just a quick introduction onto the Tank 500, how to work on it, what the quality like, and let's go. All right, so just looking at the parts we've previously removed, this is one of the pieces that goes here, okay? It's quite easy. You've got these metal brackets here that are like a little tie down point, okay? So these sit normally here, there's a plastic cover, you pull the plastic cover off, you've got a normal Phillips screw under here, a little bolt, okay? So you undo that, this panel pops off, quite easy to remove. All right, so that's one bit that's easy. The other bit is underneath the false floor. This is the false floor. When you unlock this whole panel lifts up and exposes pretty much everything underneath it. Okay, so once you've exposed that, you've also got these side panels. These actually cover this. This is the rear blind that goes in the back of your car. Okay, a little privacy blind. So people can't see in the back of your boot if you've got any important stuff under there. Now this, we'll come around here and have a look. So this pops in here, okay? So that panel is normally in there. So once you've pulled your false floor up, this will actually expose this here, and you will have the sun blind under here. Now, the sun blind is under here. You have to push the in. Before you do that, you pop that out, that pulls out, okay? Then you push it in and it sort of pivots up out of here, okay? Then that gives you access to all of this once you remove that bottom panel. Okay, so this bottom panel here is the bottom panel that lives under here. Okay, now to remove this one, you've got two 10mm little nuts, so you'll need a nice socket, okay? One on this side and one on this side. So once you've done that, that also unclips and comes out. That's that. All right, so now we're at this stage, we're at the back of the vehicle. We've pre-done this as well. So in here, there's a Phillips screw that goes in here with a little plastic cover cap. So you've got Phillips screwdriver and a little plastic cover. You pop the little plastic cover trim off, remove the Phillips screw, then you're ready to go. Pop this panel off. This is your emergency access, so if for some reason the electric boot stops working, this is your manual override so you can unlock the door. Okay, so once you got to this stage, you'll pop this little panel off, get your little cable out of here, okay, pop that aside. Now this panel's ready to go. So to move this panel, you want to give it a nice pull, a nice firm pull. You want to lock the door if no one's helping you to hold the door. So now the door won't come when you try and pull it. Okay, so we've got the little trim tool. We've fed this one in here, given us some space. Now we're going to actually stick the big one in here, okay. And now we'll be able to just work our way down and start trying to pop the clips off, like so. Once you start popping them, it'll be a lot easier to start unclipping them all. And that's that. So that's that panel loose now. Now once you get to this point, this one here tilts back and actually lifts up, like that. All right, so you just pop that up and that's it. So that's your rear panel off. All right, so now we've got access to this. We're gonna undo our screws first, the Phillips screws on each corner. Okay, so now we're gonna pull this out. Okay, nice and easy. Okay, now these ones pop down. That's that. If you do lose a clip, you need to pull these clips and put them back in here. Now you've got access to your rear door. We can position our rear camera here, run the cable through here, pop it through this grommet here, into the car, tie onto here, pull it to the front of the vehicle, and we're ready to go. All right, so something I forgot to mention was our UHF bracket that goes on the rear of the car. We'll give you some shots. So we offer these in 2 models. So we've got the stainless, full stainless, and then we've got the stainless with black powder coating for the people that want the black stealth look, okay? So that's to mount your UHF on the rear tailgate door. Then we've also got this that mounts in the dashboard. We've got videos and stuff will show up now on the video. And so this mounts on the dashboard, clicks under the multimedia screen, the infotainment system, and then you can have a wireless charger, so you can put your phone on it. However, what I use this for is, I actually put this upside down, okay? We sell this separately and this separately. All right, so when you've got your UHF mount and you've got nowhere to stick this on your vehicle in the right position so your handset's mounted nicely, what we do is, that clicks onto there, so that's magnetic, right? That comes with most of your top end stuff, so your GME and Uniden come with the same mount. However, if you've got nowhere to mount that, what I've done on my Tank 500, and I'll show you in the videos, is literally that mounts there, that clips onto your multimedia, and then you can angle it towards the driver. So you've got really good view of the UHF, and it easily detaches from this, and it's all magnetic. And that gives you a base to mount it to. So there you go. There's another use for the phone mount in a Tank 500. Okay, we're at the back of the vehicle now. We've stripped everything down. We're gonna start mounting a camera. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mount the camera at the back here. Now you wanna be at the center of the door, which this windscreen wiper looks pretty center. We're gonna pop this nice and straight, okay? Then I'm gonna get my little cable. This is an extension cable provided in the kit. So the extension cable is gonna plug in with the female to male, of course. We have genders here. Okay, so now we're gonna quickly run this cable all the way down. Now we're gonna just tie this up here. Cable tie that onto here. Okay, so now we're gonna run the cable. We've zip tied that all the way down here. We're gonna run the cable into the door, okay? Into the cabin, sorry, through the door. So we're gonna pull the grommet out, which we've just done, okay? And you're gonna find the little hole, get your cable. I'm gonna try something new on this one. So I'm gonna get some silicone spray. Okay, so we've got the silicone spray. We're gonna spray some in here just to lubricate it. It'll help the cable just slide down there easily. I'm gonna try and do it with no little tongue going in there. I'm just gonna use my finger. It's pretty short, so I should be able to get it through here pretty easily. There you go. As easy as that. That's out. So now this is the extension cable that's plugged into the camera at the back. Now we're gonna have to plug the rest of the cable that plugs into the front recording device, okay? So that's your little micro DVI. It actually looks like a DVI connection. So that's gonna run up to your camera at the front windscreen, okay? All right, so we're gonna get this. We're gonna poke this through here. Now this whole panel's been removed. Now quickly, I better explain this. Before you can remove this, you need to remove, there's a metal bracket here, I'll just quickly get that. So this metal bracket sits like this. You got 1, 2, okay, 10mm bolts and another one under here. So there's one directly under here. You undo those 3 and then you can pop this whole panel forward. This whole panel just pulls forward quite easily. All right, so we've got the cable out. I'm gonna pull this through. Cable's through, pop your grommet back in. What I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna tape this. The reason I'm gonna tape that is obviously this is a 4 drive and there's gonna be vibrations when you go 4 driving, just in case it vibrates out. I don't think it ever will, but just in case, we'll just give it a bit of tape around here, just to secure it. Okay. All right, so now we're ready to run the cable up to here. Now be very, very mindful with this black stuff. This is the worst stuff ever created. I mean, I'm sure it does well on a vehicle, but this goo stays wet and tacky, and if it gets on your skin, you'll put it everywhere. And I mean everywhere. So try to not pull this out when you don't need to and push it back when it's not in use so that you don't get it everywhere.
A few moments later.
Not this black shit again. Oh, it's all on my ass again. Okay, is it clean? Good. Okay, let's go. My culo is clean. So what we're going to do is we're going to tie this on now. Okay, so we've tied this on. Now a little tip is when you finish taping anything on to pull it through, always fold the tape back over itself. That'll leave you a little tab. So when you get to the other side, you're not trying to find it, and it's easily traceable. Okay, so now we're going to go through here. We're going to feed this through. Okay, we're going to run out the front of the car and try and pull it through. So we're at the front driver's door. We've fed the yellow tongue in through the hood lining. It actually wasn't that hard. You just got to make sure you miss all of the airbags, okay? Because you don't want this cable getting twisted around an airbag when the airbag deploys. So make sure of that, okay? Now we're going to pull this through, and all going well, this should come out at the front. Look at that. So there's our cable ready to go. So now we're going to pull the excess through. Be mindful of all this black gunk. Just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. I've got an assistant up the front. Assistant being my wife, actually. Okay, now I'm going to tuck this and hide this behind here. I'm going to leave the connection here because if it ever comes undone or I need to replace it, it's easy to get to, okay, rather than pulling it up the top there. Now once that's done, I'll cable tie this all behind here, but quickly put all this back on before the black gunk goes everywhere. Okay, so that's ready to go. I'll just tidy this up behind here. I'll put a couple of cable ties on here quickly now. Okay, and then we're going to pop that in behind there. We're going to leave that panel loose because I've still got to run the UHF antenna, remember? Big 22mm spanner, open ender. We've got our Uniden antenna. We're going to spin this off. Right, get rid of this. Pull the nut all the way off. Okay, set that aside. Get our UHF bracket. Now let's get this on. All right, we're going to quickly feed this bracket through the cable. Okay, so that's ready to go. Set that aside. Now you're going to get your big spacer and the nut. Spacer on. Locking washer. That goes on like that. Spin this on. Okay, now you want, obviously, depending on what you want, it sits like this on the vehicle. Okay, so if you want your Uniden facing the back, make sure it's facing the back, which we're going to have ours facing the back. Now your 22mm spanner, okay, and then you're going to do this up, nice and tight. It's actually the correct way. Beautiful. So now we're ready to mount it. All right, so you've got your two white 12mm. They came out of here, okay. Fun place to get in and out of. You're going to mount this. When you're mounting that, make sure your cable's on the inside. Okay, just gonna get this one on the outside started first, on the inside, sorry, this is. Obviously I'm making it harder to look than it looks because I'm trying not to block the camera's view as well. Okay, that's started. Okay, so we've got that in there. You're gonna tuck your cable. You want your cable to come around the back here. Your cable's gonna come down here. So now you get your cable and feed it down the back. Okay, like so. Oh, so that's fed down there now. Make sure you get all of it, like I didn't just then. Okay, so that's in like that. Then you're gonna get your second bolt. You might have to pull your door forward so you can get your bolt in there. It's a little bit tight. So once you get your bolt started, you're good to go. And then get your 12mm. Now, I don't know if you just saw that footage of me getting my ass cleaned.
Of course we did.
Do not sit here, because when you sit here, it pushes this forward and then all this black stuff goes on your ass. Okay, so do not sit there no matter what. If you're gonna sit there, put a rag, recommended. All right, so now we're gonna quickly get this through here. I'm just gonna put a little hole in this and poke it through. Let's get that done. Lube is your friend, make sure you use it. All right, so then you can pull that through now. There you go, look at that, nice and neat. We're in the vehicle. Now what we need to do is run this through here. So this panel's all loose. So I'm just gonna stick my hand behind here. I'll pull as much excess as I can. Okay, that's enough to go to the driver's seat. Okay, so we've popped this panel off. This panel sits under here like this. Okay, and you just get your fingers under here and you just lift up and you're away. Easy as. All right, so now I gotta get my cable. Okay, so we're gonna get my yellow tongue in here and we're gonna feed it through. Okay, that's gonna be enough. And then we'll tie this cable onto the yellow tongue and pull it out. Okay, we've got the yellow tongue through. Now I'm gonna just quickly tape this on. Okay, once again, fold the tape back over itself just so it's nice and easy. Then we're gonna go to the front of the car and pull it through. There you go, it's quite easy. Pull this off. So this is your UHF coax we're doing. Okay, pull the tongue out. There you go. So we're gonna mount the UHF main base underneath the driver's seat, okay? All right, so we got our T45 Torx pick. We've put the seat back. We're gonna undo the seat bolts. Once you've undone them, you're gonna pull the seat forward.
2,000 years later.
All right, so we've put the seat forward. Now we're gonna undo these. Okay, now your seat's free. There you go. We'll be able to go back to the front, tilt it back, and start mounting the UHF console. All right, so we've got the UHF little Uniden compact unit, okay? So we're gonna fit this underneath the seat. Now, underneath the driver's seat, there's actually a nice big slot here, flat base here, that this is gonna sit absolutely beautifully, like that, all right? So we're gonna mount that there. I got some high quality double-sided tape, and I'm gonna double-sided tape it under this to this steel bracket under here. Okay, I think it's plastic actually, it's plastic base under here. And that's where the UHF is gonna get mounted, so let's do that now. Yep. Okay, so we've got the extension cable. I'll put the double-sided tape on the unit. Now make sure when you put this on, you wanna have this little grommet here, okay, going into the unit. So it's gonna go this way, so there's no dust and stuff under your seat. It gets very dusty after many years of abuse. So we're gonna plug this in, and then we're gonna put this little grommet on. Okay, so your little grommet's on. Now we're gonna connect the power. Okay, so you got your little power lead that's included in the kit. You're gonna plug that in. Okay, so that's clipped in. We're gonna get our little UHF coax cable that came from the back of the car, which is this one. And we're gonna feed this up underneath the carpet here to here. And then you're gonna follow this. You're gonna cable tie it to that. Okay. The reason you're gonna do that is so that when the cable's going back and forth, it follows the original harness. So when your chair's going back and forth, it doesn't get ruined. All right, we've got our little coax adapter. We're gonna screw it on. Okay. Then you're gonna get it and actually run it up through here. Okay, up over that, do a nice loop, plug this in. That's connected, then I'll nice cable tie all this here. Now this red and black is your power. So I'm gonna run these all together at the same time, all back down the harness. Scooby power. All right, we're gonna cut the cable ties. So we just made all that neat. Harness is neatly run, okay. Now we've got to get this, the mic harness, up to wherever you want to mount the microphone, okay? So that's how much you've got to play with. You've literally got 1.4 meters, okay? From here. Okay, so we're gonna get this cable for your microphone up here, okay? So I'm gonna run it up under here, this little hole here. I'm gonna stick my arm underneath the carpet, run that underneath there, like so. This carpet, this bit's gonna be fun. The carpet in this car is very thick and rigid, very thick and rigid. So I'm gonna try and get it out up under here, okay? That was fun. So that carpet is very thick and tight. Anyway, I've got the cable out. So now we're gonna get it on the other side because Rico wants his mic mount like mine on the other side of the console. This is our universal bracket that you can use to mount phone mounts. It comes like this with a little ball adapter. Now that's most of your standard phone cradles will mount onto this. So we're going to use this to mount our UHF. It's got two little tabs that clip underneath the dashboard here, and that one tab that clips behind the screen. Some double-sided tape behind here. We're just going to stick this here now in here. Okay. Slip that in, as easy as that, okay? Once you've slipped that in, if you listen to this, you'll hear a click click in a second. 1, 2, okay? So look how strong that is. That's mounted to the dash, already done. So easy to go, okay? Okay, so we've got this little adapter that we're gonna connect to the cable that I've already got here. So I'm gonna plug it in. So we've plugged that into the adapter, and then now we're ready for the microphone. So we've got the microphone. We're gonna plug it into the other side of the adapter, okay? That's plugged in nice and easy. It's gonna mount onto this. How do we do that? This is actually a wireless dock that we use for iPhones that can 15-watt wireless. So you could have this here and charge your phone on it, right? However, what we're using it for is something completely different. Now, it's not really designed for this. However, it works very well for this. So we're gonna flip it around upside down. We're gonna tighten it so it's nice and secure and facing the driver, okay? We're gonna clean up here with our adhesion promoter, okay? You're gonna wait for your 30 seconds for it to dry. Okay, as soon as it's dry, then you're gonna peel your double-sided tape off. Then you're gonna make sure this is the right way up, which I can't even see that right now, it's upside down. Okay, then you're gonna get this, and you're literally gonna stick it like that. That's stuck on there like that now. Make sure it's tight. Now you're ready for your UHF mount. There you go. How easy is that? And when you're sitting in the driver's position, it doesn't actually interfere with any of the buttons. So you can still access all your buttons, your aircon vent still works, and your screen's not impeded at all. And it's facing the driver, it brings it out a little bit so you can reach it from the driver's seat. It angles towards the driver, it works perfectly. Anyway, you can order this and that off our website, savagetech.com.au, and that's your UHF mic holder bracket, okay? So we're gonna keep going and get this powered up, and we're gonna finish the dash camera off. All right, so we've finished. We've finished all up there, run the microphone up there. Now we're gonna get this under this harness here, okay? Then we're gonna cable tie it along here. Okay, nice and easy. All right, we've run the power up to here. Now we're gonna pop this little console out. These are good. Big upgrade from the tanks, from the Canon. So that pops out easily, okay? Now, there's a big massive constant power down here, which I'm not sure if you can see it. So underneath here is a big constant power, positive, and that's where all your constant power goes to, okay? But make sure you put a fuse in line if you're using that. All right, so now we've installed the microphone over there. We've run the battery cable, ready to go. We've terminated, so we've got ring terminals, a fuse in line, an earth ring terminal, ready to earth off. All we need to do now is pop this panel so we can get the cables up to here and these ones down. So let's go. I've jammed this in here and we're just gonna pop this trim off like so. There you go, one trim panel removed. Okay, and then we're gonna get this cable down, finally. Okay, now this is coming down here, okay? And it's gonna actually plug in to somewhere. I don't know where. All right, we've got the A10S dash camera and we're gonna mount it on the windscreen. Let's go. So we've removed the adhesive backing and we're just gonna find the middle of the windscreen, make sure it's straight. All right, and I hope that's straight. That's there, that's mounted. That's done, mount it up there, and then we're gonna pop this little panel off here, okay? So to do that, you'll need a right angle pick, is the easiest tool to use. Stick it under here. That falls off, and you stick your little finger in here. So that pops off, very easy. Okay, now the reason we mount this before we remove this is so we know how far distance to put it. So that's mounted. Now we're gonna run this cable across. Once you get to here, it's pretty straightforward. So now we've plugged the Type-C to Type-C cable, and that's gonna run down to your 4G module. Okay, so the fancy thing about this one is, this 4G module sits on your dash here, okay? And that will allow you to have internet to your dash cam so it can notify you if someone's trying to break into your vehicle. So we've run our Type-C cable, we're gonna run it across. I've gone behind the airbag so it doesn't impede the airbag. And once you've done that, you wanna tuck this all away, but I'm just gonna quickly pop this panel back on. Okay. And then I'm gonna get this 4G module on the dashboard so I know where it's going. Okay, so that's stuck there. Now all we gotta do is wire this into the fuse box under here. Okay, so you've got your constant power and your yellow is your accessories, and then you got a ground, okay, that goes to the body. So we're just gonna do that now with some piggyback fuses. Make sure you buy some of these because these are awesome. We sell these on our website as well. They're all your little piggyback fuses. Just remember where the cable goes in, the one in line with that is the one that the accessory power that you're pulling from the car, okay? So that external power, that's gonna be the one in line. And we're gonna run a 10 amp for this dash cam, okay? You're gonna pull the accessory fuse out of the vehicle. You don't wanna go constant because constant we're gonna pick up off the big main bolt. So we're gonna pull this number yellow fuse here, 20 ampere. Okay, that's the one we're gonna piggyback off for the accessories. And we're gonna put this into the left side of it, okay? Like so. Then all you do, it's very easy. Pop that into the fuse holder, like that, and that just piggybacks. And get your cable back out. Okay, now we're gonna attach onto that. So we're gonna attach this through here. That's coming up from the dash camera, from the main unit, and then that's gonna go to the accessories, which is the yellow. Quickly strip that. Then we're gonna fold this back over. And we're gonna stick this in here. Then we're gonna get our crimpers. That's crimped nice, beautiful. Okay, and you got your constant. So we're gonna quickly trim this off, strip this back, put a ring terminal on it. It's already got inline fuse, so we don't have to worry about that. And then that's gonna go straight onto the main bolt that powers the fuse box. Stick that in there, crimp that, easy as. Get our heat shrink gun, heater, Our little blowtorch. So we've got our 10 mil. Pull the main bolt off, that one there. Get this one back here. Power straight onto it. Then you got to earth this one off. So I'm going to run my earth over here to this 13 over here. Okay, so we've finished up. We've got the UHF mount on the back. We've got the microphone mounted up front on our dash mount. We've installed the 4K HDR 70mm 4K 810 HDR. All right, so all ready to go. I'm sure you've seen it in the video. Valentine's done a great job getting some shots. I hope this installation video helps you. When you watch it, think of us. We don't make money off this because YouTube sucks, because they don't monetize my stuff. But anyway, it's another story. Just buy at savagetech.com.
Okay, the mic died at the final. Just leave your like and follow us so you don't miss more videos like this. Bye.